They called it Godzilla, not because it was monstrous, but because nothing could stop it. In the 1990s, one engine redefined performance, broke records, and built a cult that still dominates car culture today. It wasn't built in Italy or Germany. It was born in Japan, forged by engineers who refused to accept limits. This is the story of the Nissan RB26DETT, the heart of the Skyline GT-R, the twin-turbo masterpiece that became the soul of JDM tuning, and the legend that refused to die. The story begins in the late 1980s. Group A racing was fierce. Manufacturers were locked in an arms race. BMW with its M3, Ford with the Sierra Cosworth, Toyota with the Supra. Nissan wanted dominance. But they didn't just want to compete, they wanted to rewrite the rules. So their engineers, led by Naganori Ito, set out to design a racing weapon disguised as a street car. Something so precise, so balanced, that it could embarrass Europe's best on the track and on the street. The car would be called the R32 Skyline GT-R. Its mission? To bring glory back to Nissan Motorsport. And at its core, they placed an engine that would soon achieve mythic status, the RB26DETT. The RB26DETT was unlike anything Japan had built before. A 2.6-liter, inline-six, twin-turbocharged dual overhead cam masterpiece, crafted with one purpose: precision performance. Every part was built with racing in mind. A cast-iron block for strength, an aluminum head for lightness and heat efficiency. 6 individual throttle bodies, one for each cylinder, giving razor-sharp throttle response. 2 ceramic Garrett T25 turbos boosted it to 276 horsepower on paper, but everyone knew that was a lie. Japan's gentleman's agreement capped output at 280 horsepower, but RB26 engines routinely made over 320 straight from the factory. And with tuning, the possibilities were endless. Because Nissan overbuilt it, forged crankshaft, closed deck block, oil galleries ready for race pressure. The RB26 wasn't just fast, it was bulletproof. When the R32 GT-R hit the track in 1989, it didn't just win, it obliterated the competition. In Japan's touring car series, the GT-R won every single race it entered for 4 years straight. In Australia, it was so dominant that rivals begged to have it banned. They called it Godzilla, a monster from Japan that couldn't be stopped. Its secret weapon wasn't just power. It was the perfect partnership between the RB26DETT and Nissan's ATTESAE-TS all-wheel drive system, which dynamically distributed torque front and rear for unbelievable grip. Together, they made the Skyline GT-R almost untouchable, a car that could crush Porsches and Ferraris at a fraction of the price. The RB26 wasn't just an engine, it was a personality. Turn the key, and it hummed with precision, smooth, mechanical, ready. But touch the throttle, and it came alive, turbos whistling, wastegates fluttering, 6 cylinders roaring in harmony. It wasn't the kind of car you drove casually. It demanded commitment, it rewarded skill. When the revs built past 5,000, the engine's note sharpened, like a samurai sword slicing through air. For the first time, everyday drivers could feel what racing technology truly meant. And they didn't just drive it, they worshipped it. After the R32 came evolution, not replacement. The R33 GT-R arrived in 1995, heavier but more refined. Its RB26DETT was tuned for smoother response, improved oiling, and even better balance. Then, in 1999, the R34 GT-R completed the trilogy, the final and most advanced version. Same displacement, same core design, but with better turbos, stronger pistons, and cutting-edge electronics. The R34's Getrag 6-speed gearbox and aero sensors made it a precision weapon, and the RB26, now matured, produced a level of control few cars in history have matched. To this day, the R34's RB26DETT remains one of the most beloved engines ever built because it wasn't just powerful, it was perfectly balanced. Ask any tuner, the RB26 isn't just an engine, it's a blank canvas. Its design begged to be modified. Bigger turbos, high-flow fuel systems, forged internals, it could take all of it and ask for more. With stock internals, tuners pushed it to over 500 horsepower. With full builds, 1,000 horsepower wasn't rare. Names like Mines, Tomei, HKS, and Top Secret turned the RB26 into living art. Smokey Nagata's Gold Supra may have been infamous, but his early work with the RB26-powered GT-R cemented his legend. In Japan's Midnight Club, RB26s ruled the Wangan Highway, their twin turbos screaming through the night at over 300 kilometers per hour. And when Western culture caught on, through Gran Turismo and Fast and Furious, the RB26 became a global obsession. Every kid with a PlayStation wanted to hear that high-pitched turbo spool in real life. When the R34 GT-R ended production in 2002, it felt like an era closing. But the RB26 refused to fade. Enthusiasts kept them alive, swapping them into Silvias, Zeed cars, even Datsuns. The aftermarket exploded. Parts, tunes, rebuilds, endless possibilities. And unlike many engines of its time, the RB26 aged gracefully. Its cast-iron block could handle insane pressure. Its head design flowed beautifully even by modern standards. And its sound, that unique metallic howl, remained timeless. Even the R35 GT-R with its advanced VR38 engine couldn't completely eclipse its predecessor. Because while the VR38 is faster, the RB26 feels alive. What makes the RB26 so iconic isn't just performance, it's the philosophy behind it. It was never about luxury or status, it was about engineering purity. The RB26 wasn't built for marketing or fashion, it was built for purpose. Every bolt, every turbo flange, every gear ratio existed because someone cared deeply about how it felt to drive. It captured what JDM culture is all about, the pursuit of perfection through passion, innovation, and dedication. That's why, even decades later, people rebuild these engines with reverence, not to own them, but to experience them. Because when you drive an RB26-powered Skyline, you're not driving a car, you're piloting a legacy. Today, original RB26DETT engines are collector's gold. Restored GT-RS sell for hundreds of thousands of dollars, and tuners around the world still chase the perfect setup. You'll find them roaring through Tokyo, blasting through the Nürburgring, or quietly idling in workshops, waiting for their next life. Because legends like this never really die. They just pass from one generation to the next. And every time a Skyline starts, every time those turbos spool, the spirit of the RB26 reminds the world why Japan's golden era will never fade. The RB26 wasn't just an engine. It was destiny forged in metal. It didn't just power a car, it powered a movement. It turned mechanics into artists, drivers into legends, and a humble Skyline into Godzilla. Even now, 30 years later, it still roars in garages, racetracks, and dreams around the world. Because true icons don't age, they evolve. And the RB26DETT, it's still out there, waiting for the next driver bold enough to unleash it. So, what do you think? Is the RB26DETT the greatest JDM engine ever made? Let me know in the comments. And if you love deep dives into the legends that shaped car culture, hit that subscribe button Because here on Past Pistons, we don't just talk about power, we tell the stories that made it immortal